Hello, welcome to Anime Mystics. I'm Roman, and tonight I am watching Kaiji Episode 2. So, last episode we were introduced to the main character. From what they've shown us, he has really bad luck. At least on that day. He's a gambler, does not have a job, has been down on his luck lately. And he likes to go out and steal the emblem of a certain import car. I do not know the emblem. I don't know cars very well. So, yeah. I don't know what car it is. So we start off seeing him lose I'm assuming it was a poker game. And then we cut to him trying to go out and look for one of those import cars to steal the emblem from. Can't find one, so he just goes to, I think it was a BMW, and pops the tire. When he's going back to his place, he runs into this guy who was looking for him. And, no, actually, the guy knocks on his door and wants to talk with him. But he's kind of nervous about letting the guy in his house because of the emblems he has on his wall. He doesn't know who this guy is, and he doesn't want anybody to see them. So, despite the guy insisting that he let him in and they talk, he says, why don't we just go somewhere and talk about whatever you want to talk to me about. Which he was fine with. So he closes the door, he hides his emblems in a bag, and then they leave. Only to find out that the car that he popped a tire to belonged to this guy. So they ended up having to go into his place anyway. This is where the guy asks him, basically, if he's seen this guy that he knows as a friend. Well, not really a friend. It was somebody he used to work with that he knew. And he said he hadn't seen him in I think it was a few years. Not since he left that job. And the guy tells him that he had signed for a loan, and Kaiji, that's what I'm calling him right now until I can remember his name, had co-signed for it because the other guy didn't have, I guess, good enough credit. So he co-signed, and this guy went missing. So now he is in charge of the debt. I think it's was it 3 million yen? I believe it is. Which I think is like $300,000 US, approximately. He's basically saying he's not going to pay it. There's no way he can pay that much. He was fine with the 300,000, which I think was like $3,000 or something like that. I have to look at actually, let me take a look at this. Now I'm curious to see what the conversion rate is. Yen to dollar. Okay. There we go. Yeah, approximately $3,000. Which means that 3 million is like 30,000. It's still a lot of money, but not nearly as much as like 300,000. But he's saying he's not going to pay it. But this guy is giving him the chance to wipe the debt off of his off of the books. He's telling him about this boat that they are offering people to get on people in his situation to get on. They go onto the boat. They gamble and get the money and pay off the debt they owe. And then they leave and everything is fine. However, they could go on there, lose all the money, and then have to be placed into hard labor for a year or two. Not knowing exactly what you're going to be doing. The guy does some, I guess you can call it scare tactics. He pretends like he's getting a phone call from his bosses telling him that there's no spaces left on the boat. Basically forcing him to beg to get put on the boat. He doesn't really beg too much though. He's just kind of like, is there anything you can do to get me on the boat? Because I want to go. I want to do this. So he makes a call and then tells them, all right, we were able to shuffle some things around and we were able to get you on the boat. When he gets to the boat, there's a bunch of people on there. I don't know exactly how many. And they all have to borrow money to gamble. They can borrow as little as 1,000,000 yen up to, I believe it's 10 million yen. Most everybody is saying that they're not going to do it because they're basically preying on them because they know they're gamblers and they need to do this. But all of them basically, they realize they have to do it, so they go and borrow the money. A lot of them are borrowing the very minimum of 1 million. This other guy and Kaiji, they take the 10 because they know that this is they need to win. Taking just the 1 million is not going to be good enough when there's a lot of different people there. You don't know any of their play styles, tells, stuff like that. And then they go into another room where they learn what game they're going to be playing. And it's rock, paper, scissors. I believe they said that they got cards with the symbols, rock, paper, or scissors. 4 of each. And I think that's just the minimum amount, or the max amount they get for each card. So they cannot use all of them right away, basically, if they want to continue and win. And that's where it ended. They ended with the discussion about what game they're playing and kind of the rules. So I'm basically just expecting them to pick up right where it left off, and we get right into the game. So let's get into this episode. The video is going to be located over here, and the link to the reaction is going to be in the description down below. What volume is this at? We'll see how that is. And we're going to start this episode in 3, 2, 1.